Teacher Anna's English lesson. Today's topic is subordinating conjunctions.
Hello everyone! Welcome to our next grammar lesson for today. Okay, so for today's topic, I'm going to talk about subordinating conjunction. Okay, so subordinating conjunction is actually one of the topics which most students they learn in their grammar. Okay, so subordinating conjunctions actually join independent and dependent clause. Okay, so let's say dependent and independent clause. Okay, so you have learned. Okay, you have heard the word independent and dependent. Okay, so in my previous video, I have already, of course, mentioned the word clause. Okay, so when you say clause, it is a group of words, that has a subject and a predicate. Okay, so independent, of course, when you say independent, this kind of sentence is complete and can stand alone without any other sentences. While a dependent, so it came from the word depend. Okay, so it means that it has to be connected with independent or a complete sentence. Otherwise, it will not be or it will not express a complete idea. Okay, so like for example, I'll give you an example of an independent clause. Okay, so like for example, the clerk was writing an email. When her computer failed. Okay. So in this sentence here, or from my example here, the clerk, there is your subject, there is your verb. So now in this sentence, gives a complete idea, right? So it means that you don't need any other extra information with it, right? Because it now delivers a complete idea. There is no certain question left in mind by the reader, like and or next. So the clerk was writing an email. But in my second example, when her computer failed, so it's like for someone who will be reading this sentence, there will be some questions occurring, right? So it will leave the person asking the question, when the computer failed, then or so next. So it means that there are still some questions, right? Because by reading the sentence, it doesn't give a complete thought, right? And otherwise, if you are going to combine the two of them, it will now give a one complete idea, right? Or it can clearly give you, a proper or a more specific situation, right? So what you're going to do is, if we will combine this, the clerk was writing an email when her computer failed. So you are simply stating here that what was the person doing, or what was the action happening when this particular situation happened, right? So so the clerk was writing an email when her computer failed. So it gives you a very clear notion or a very complete idea, okay, of a particular situation. Okay, clear? Also, there are actually so many other examples of your subordinating conjunctions, okay, which I guess you can just search it, okay, on your grammar books, or you can also have it in some other English books, okay, like for example, some examples of your subordinating conjunctions are of course your after, your when, or your whenever, because, before, even if, even though, and so on and so forth, okay? So actually, the main reason why we are using your subordinating conjunction is, of course, to give or to state, okay, what a certain situation or what a certain situation was when, okay, another situation happened. Okay, let me give you another example. Okay, so you have here, unless we start now, we will not finish on time. Okay, so what I have said is the main reason why, of course, we are using, because in a very simple, okay, or in a very normal grammar sentence, okay, we can just give very basic sentences, all right? Especially if you just want to be on point of a particular idea, right? But if you want to say that a certain action will affect or affected, okay, another situation or action, that's a time where this kind of structures, okay, of course, are applied. For example, so in this instance here, right? So unless we start now, it's like you are giving a condition, right? Unless we start now, we will not finish on time. So which means that you are clearly stating or indicating that, okay, a certain, okay, situation or a future in a situation, okay, will, of course, will affect, okay, what can possibly happen. Okay, so it means that if you start now, then, okay, you will be able, okay, to finish something, right? But yes, we will not finish on time unless, right, that something has to be started at this time. Okay? Or also in very basic situations, right? Like for example, you want to say that, or you want to express what was happening, okay, before, okay, another situation happened, like this one, right? Or I was sleeping when, okay, when someone knocked at the door. Okay, so actually you can just simply say I was sleeping. So the particular focus will be on what was, or the action on progress, the time, right? But in this case here, you want to indicate that what was happening when another action happened in the past. So I was sleeping when someone knocked, okay, at the door. Okay, so it means if you are going to really dissect, if you are really going to dig in, okay, the essence or the idea of the sentences, you will now finally realize that this certain sentence in a plain structure will actually mean differently when it is in a different structure. Okay, so it means that's how we actually play with sentences. That's how we combine ideas. Okay, but of course it is not just simply combining, but there are proper ways to do that. And of course, this is one of those. Okay, so I guess I have made myself clear. Okay.